Shalom. Sagt our girl from Germany with a new lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor and thanks unto YAHAWAH, BARAK, YAHWASHI, BARAK, KABAD. I want to give double honors to the elders, apostles, and ministers, daughters of truth. Peace and blessings and salutation to the elect out there, spreading this truth and sincerity, and also charity across the four winds, and also a strong shalom to the sincere listeners out there. So this lesson will be about don't fear, but speak the truth, because I was reading the book of Acts in the morning, chapter 18, and we're going to start at verse, it's about Paul being in Corinth, okay? So we're going to start at verse 6. Come. And when they opposed themselves and blasphemed, he took his raiment. Let me start up a little bit. Verse 4. Let me start at 1. And after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them. Verse 3. And because he was of the same craft, so of the same work, he bore with them, and wrought by their occupation they were tent makers. See, so they had the same work, Verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath, and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks, man, And that's the thing, man. Let's go into the word persuade. Persuade. So okay. Persuade. Lead to the opinion or consolation. Make one believe or think. See, so he talked to them that they may believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, in Yahushua in the resurrection. So verse 5. And when Silas and Timotheus were come from Macedonia, Paul was pressed in the spirit. So he had the spirit upon him, pressed in the spirit. Let's go real quick with the word pressed. Okay. Pressed. Hold together. Any hold. Pressed together with his hands. So his spirit was pressed together. So he basically, let's real quick go into the word press. Let's look it up in the Fox Dictionary real quick. Press together. So okay, and it says, so let's go real quick the word press. Press, to exert steady weight or force against, see? To move by applying pressure. So he pressured the spirit together. Going back. See? And then here it says B, the third one, of a cattle squeezed. They're pushing in on each side. So pressing us together on each side. So this was Paul doing. So okay, so we're going back. And it says, press in the spirit and testify to the Jews that Yahushua was the anointed. Verse 6. And when they opposed themselves and blasphemed, so spoke against the truth, he shook his raiment and said unto them, your blood be on your own hands, like it says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 3. I am clean. So he was speaking the truth and was wiping his hands off, like we're doing also when we speak these lessons and also going to highest knowledge to teach. From henceforth I will go unto the Gentiles. Verse 7. And he departed thence and entered into a certain man's house named Justus, one that worshipped the Most High, whose house joined hard to the synagogue. And Cyprus, the chief ruler of the synagogue, believed on the Lord with all his house. And many of the Corinthians, hearing, believed and were baptized. Now comes the point, verse 9. And then spake the Lord, which is Yahushua, to Paul in the night by a vision, be not afraid, but speak, and hold not thy peace, because he was pressing the spirit, man. He was pressing the spirit. He pressed the spirit together, For I am with thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee, for I have much people in the city. So Yahushua told him, don't fear, man. The same spirit we have to have, man. We shouldn't fear, but speak this truth, man. We should be bold, man. Bold as a lion, like we're going to read in a second. Let's look up the word fear, or be not afraid, See? It says what? To put to flight, be terrified. To scare away. To put to flight, to flee, to fear. See, so if you're afraid, you're fearing. And when you go into the word fear in the Forex Dictionary, we're going to do right now, okay? Fear, what does it say? A very unpleasant or disturbing feeling caused by the presence or imminence of danger. See that? A state or condition marked by this feeling. A feeling of disquiet or apprehension. So you feeling afraid. You got an unpleasant feeling inside of you, like, oh shit. And to the spirit, right before I did this lesson, I had to call a guy for a job. And first, the Satan wanted to kick in, and the fear wanted to jump on me, man. You know, the spirit of fear wanted to jump on me. And I was just remembering the words of YAHWASHI, man. Hey, fear not, but speak the truth. And it's what I did. And YAHWAH are going to work out with the job. You know, it sounded good. But it's just an example that you should, in all manners, man, and just being bold, man. Be in boldness and don't undervalue yourself, man. Know your value and speak the truth, you know. Of course, speaking about the truth that we're speaking, but also concerning things that you want to do in the flesh, you know, that you have to do, like the job, speaking with person around you. You don't have to be a simp, man. Speaking boldness, man. Speak as a man, because we are men, and we have to be first men before we're men of the Lord, like Elder Apostle KABAD always say, you know. So now going back, HALALYAM, to the precept, and it says again, Acts chapter 18 and 9. Then spake the Lord to Paul in the night by a vision. Be not afraid, but speak, and hold not thy peace. For I am with thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee. For I have much people in the city. And you have to understand, before that, Paul was beaten up, was hidden with stripes, man. Hey, he was put in prison. Also Peter 2 times prison, you know, to this account, to the 18th chapter. They went through hell, man. So YAHWASHI just spoke to encourage. And the same thing we have to understand. We shouldn't be in fear. We should be in boldness toward the seed, and toward, especially when we're speaking this truth, man. You know, because it says in the book of Proverbs. Let's get there real quick. Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 1. And it says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. So we have to be bold, man. And let's go real quick into the word, man. Okay, let's go into the Forex Dictionary and go into the word bold. Bold as a lion. It says brave, fearless, see? So we have to be fearless, without fear. You know? Valiant, man. Brave. We have to be fearless as a lion. Do you think a lion runs away from anything in front of him? No, the scripture speaks even about that. You know? No danger in front of him, he's gonna run away, man. You know, he gonna even pursue it and attack it, man. You know? When you go down here, it says even what? Bold, adjective, and it says fearless and daring, courageous. See, full of courage. In who? In YAHWAH, man. Confident. Verse 11. Acts chapter 18, verse 11. And he continued with a year and 6 months. So he was 1 year and 6 months in Corinth, teaching the word of the Most High among them. And when Gallio was deputy of Achaia, the Jews made insurrection with one accord against Paul and brought him to the judgment seat. So they came together and said, hey, let's grab up Paul. And they grabbed up Paul, which is Saul, and brought him before the judgment seat, saying, this fellow persuaded men to worship the Most High contrary to the law. So they're like, man, they was accusing him falsely, because he wasn't speaking against the law of the scriptures. And he didn't do that. But they want to even say, because accuse him in front of Gallio, how that he's speaking against their law also, you know. Verse 14. And Paul was now about to open his mouth. See, he was about to open his mouth, like the Lord told him. Be not afraid, speak. And what did the Lord do? He delivered him, man. Gallio said unto the Jews, if it were a matter of wrong or wicked lewdness, see, so if it's going against their Roman treaty and things like that, Roman laws, you know. O ye Jews, reason would that I should bear with you. Verse 15, but if it be a question of the words and names and of your law, so if it's about your thing, look ye to it. See, then do your own thing. For I will be no judge for such matters. See, so the Heavenly Father, because they wanted to deliver him up to the rulers in this town, which were the Romans. You're like, yeah, man, let the Roman governor deal with it. But then the Heavenly Father put the Spirit upon him, like he said in verse 10. For I am with thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee, for I have much people in the city. See that? So the Heavenly Father protected them, man, through Yahawashi. So verse 16. And it says, and he drave them from the judgment seat. See, you're like, hey, go away from my judgment seat, man. Be gone. Be gone. Verse 17. And then all the Greeks took Sosthenes, the chief ruler of the synagogue, and beat him before the judgment seat. And Gallio cared for none of those things. So instead of Paul being beaten up and be fucked up, they fucked up the guy that want to accuse him falsely, man. See that? And that's the spirit of Yahweh. So we shouldn't fear, man. We should be bold in the Heavenly Father, man. You know, we should conquer the fear, man. We should be conquerors. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick here. Give me a second. So like you both in 1 second. No. Conquerors, man. Be conquerors through. They say Jesus, but we know Yahawashi. Let me look it up, man. Was it courageous? Let me look it up. Because I can't really think about the precept. Courageous. Now we more conquerors to him that love us. More through him. Spell for 1 second. Yeah, here. I just wrote it wrong. It says Romans 8:37. And it says, oh, let me start at verse. Oh, it's so good, man. Let me start at verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahawashi? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution? See, distress, being in stress, not being in peace, you know? Tribulation, persecution, you know, they're hunting us. Famine, nakedness, no clothing, or peril, you know? Troublous times, or sword. See, as it is written, for thy sake I will kill all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Verse 37, that's the point. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. And let's look up the word conquerors, man. You know, I just have to write it right. It's come from conquer to achieve, see? From French conquérir, conquer, defeat. See, so we're more conquerors. We are able to defeat these things, man. We are able to defeat all these perils, these tribulations, the nakedness, all these things, you know, principalities, demons, all these things we are able to overcome through Yahawashi, man, because he loved us, through Yahawashi. See, it says what? To be more than a conqueror, to gain a surpassing victory. And this is what we gain through Yahawashi, man. You know? And this is what we have to understand, man. You know? So like, yeah. So don't be afraid, man. Have faith in Heavenly Father, which means permanent trust in the Heavenly Father, and conquer all things, man. You know, no matter what the day gonna be, because soon we're gonna come into terrible times. Soon we're gonna come into harsh and situations where it may look like we won't overcome or won't escape, but the Heavenly Father gonna make a way to escape. This is what we have to believe in, man. See? So, and that's the thing. So it's everything I got. RAWCHAA to the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahawah, BASHEM, YAHWASHI, BASHEM, KABAD was lesson edifying for the elect. I want to give once again, HALALYAM, HAWAD, KABAD, THAWADAH, LABANAWA, YAHAWAH, BASHEM, YAHWASHI, BASHEM, KABAD, BARAK YAHAWAH, BARAK YAHWASHI, BARAK YAHAWAH, BARAK YAHWASHI, BARAK YAHAWAH, BARAK YAHWASHI, BASHEM, KABAD, YAHWAH, BASHEM, YAHWASHI, BASHEM, KABAD, BARAK YAHWAH, To elect, Yahweh till next time. Shalom, Barak, and again, double honors to the elders and apostles and ministers to truth, man. Shalom.